a while. I gotta figure some things out.
If we left this town, we could walk the earth together.
Running from his past, searching for a future, about to discover the one woman who could make a difference. Lou Diamond Phillips, the star of La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, and Young Guns, is Dakota.
If we could hold our own, devastate them forever.
Lawrence of Arabia, David Lean's epic masterpiece, winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. Now you can see Lawrence of Arabia fully restored with material never publicly seen before in the full glory of 70mm and Dolby Spectral sound. Much more than a re-release, this is an opportunity to relive one of the greatest achievements in cinematic history in its ultimate form. Lawrence's story, the way the filmmakers always intended it to be told. Following the film's triumphant return to screens in America, Richard Corliss of Time magazine said, "Lawrence was the ultimate epic cinema at the apex of its ambition and intelligence. Now moviegoers can see Lawrence in its pristine splendor." David Anson wrote in Newsweek, "Now, after an arduous restoration, Lean's vast and intimate masterwork, unveiled in its definitive form." Steven Spielberg said, "Lawrence of Arabia, 25 years later, looks better and sounds better than any film that has been in the theater since Lawrence of Arabia." Peter O'Toole in David Lean's Lawrence of Arabia.
My mother's a little high-strung. The fact is, you'd be working for me. She can say anything she likes, but she can't fire you.
I wouldn't be in your shoes if the sweet Lord Jesus come down and asked me himself.
I don't need you. I don't want you. And I don't like you saying I'm rich. What are you doing?
I'm trying to drive you to the store.
You're speeding, I can see it.
We only doing about 19 miles an hour.
I like to go under the speed limit.
But the speed limit's 35 here.
Nothing came easy.
Morning, Miss Daisy.
You leave my flower bed alone.
They didn't connect.
I just love a house and pictures, Miss Daisy.
I don't want you nosing through my things.
They couldn't agree.
You took the wrong turn at Opelika.
Well, now, you took it with me, Miss Daisy. And you got the man.
They wouldn't give in.
Well, I'll help you to the door.
Thank you, Hoke. I can help myself.
Now, ain't just some back of the neck you look at while you going wherever you got to go. I'm a man.
But from place to place.
I ever tell you about the first time I leave the state of Georgia?
When was that?
A few minutes back.
From season to season.
It's not a Christmas present.
Oh, no.
Well, go on, open it up.
Well, look at that. Ain't nobody never given me that book before, Miss Daisy.
For 25 years, they shared each other's lives.
You ought not to be driving anything the way you see.
How you know how I can see less than you can look out my eyes?
And touched each other's hearts.
Hoke,
Yes.
you're my best friend.
Morgan Freeman, Jessica Tandy, Dan Aykroyd, driving Miss Daisy.
Did you have the air conditioning check? I told you to have the air conditioning check.
I don't know what for. You don't never allow me to turn it on.
Hush up.
Goodbye. Good luck.
Good God.
Sir, allow me. Allow you what?
To join your expedition.
An explorer and a gentleman on a quest to reach a place no civilized man had ever seen. What was this? One came in search of knowledge. Don't be offended. It's a blessing. The other in search of glory. Two strangers made brothers by a savage land. Two friends made enemies by a civilized nation.
2 weeks ago, Spink committed an act of treachery. He saved my life many times. Then go to him.
Gentlemen, please! Gentlemen, move!
Fight for it! Fight for your lives!
Two men made triumphant by their courage and loyalty. Together, they would risk everything to make history in the mountains of the moon.
On Monday, Danny Clark turned 18. On Tuesday, his inheritance arrived.
Happy birthday, son.
That's awesome.
On Wednesday, he fell in love.
Why would I want to go out with him?
On Thursday, he was an emotional wreck. But on Friday, Danny had an idea.
Well, I'll pick you up in my new car.
I'm not really into cars.
Well, it's a Jaguar. I told her I got a Jaguar. Well, he was in the heat of the moment.
But I still go out with him.
Desperate times take desperate measures.
You're not buying a car. You're buying a piece of motoring history.
Now, with the car of his dreams and a date with Joanna...
And don't you try touching her breasts.
What could possibly go wrong? Apart from everything.
I think our Daniel is a very fine young man.
He should be locked up. Blow in here, sir.
What's wrong him?
Gordon!
From the makers of Malcolm, the Big Steal.
Daddy's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I know.
Joanna and the Jaguar. It'll steal your heart away. The Big Steal.
Did you know that Sega video games are available for rental from your local video store? Did you know that Sega Master Systems are also available for rental? Did you know that Sega leads the world in the development of new and exciting video games? Did you know that Sega games feature the sharp, clear video images, vibrant colors, and realistic sound you've been craving? Did you know that Sega games have challenges for players from beginners through to masters? Did you know that Sega has a range of titles including the well-known hits Afterburner and Double Dragon? Did you know that fantasy space games, fast action games, and realistic sports simulations are all in the rapidly expanding Sega range? Did you know that each month up to 10 hot new Sega releases will be available for rental? Sega, all kinds of games, all kinds of fun. Sega, let the games begin.
Poor chap, you know, he used to be so intelligent, you know, such an intelligent chap. But
who would have known that when Terry Jones and John Cleese met shortly after their college days at Oxford and Cambridge, their careers would be linked for the next 25 years. And in the process, they would help to redefine the meaning of comedy, especially on British television and in the movies. They did it as members of the famed Monty Python comedy troupe. And while the Pythons haven't worked together as a group in years, they do help out on each other's individual projects. This merger on the set of Terry Jones' new comedy adventure, Erik the Viking, marks a grand reunion of two of the most brilliant minds in the world of comedy.
in the Python days we used to fight a lot, because I think we come from totally different points of view in some ways. Well, at least that's what everybody tells me. I mean, I didn't realize we did, but everybody tells me we have totally different attitudes to comedy. We certainly used to sort of, I suppose some of the discussion in Python used to sort of evolve around the poles of John and me. But I only threw a chair at him once. So, I mean, we get on pretty well.
Look, I'm not an unreasonable man, thought Anderson, but this is the second chance that I've given you.
But I'm a poor man, sir.
Yes, but it's not just me, you see. A lot of people depend on this money. I really can't give you a third chance. I'm so sorry. Would you behead him, please?
Oh, no!
John plays Halfdan the Black, who is the local warlord. And he's basically a villain because he's making money out of war.
Well, I got this idea that he was basically a smoothie, and I therefore thought I'd play him like an English merchant banker. Not a species that I particularly admire.
Come on, get him to the other end. Push him, push him.
It is obvious that the respect these two men have for one another is deep-rooted and genuine. It dates back to the very beginnings of their days with Monty Python.
We criticized each other all the time about what we were doing. And it was because we valued each other's criticism that we could take it. And in a way, that's what sort of kept Python sort of tight. And now that we're all doing other things, I think actually secretly it's each other's opinion that we really want from all the time. And if John and Mike and Terry and Graham and Erik like something we've done, we feel better than if anybody else in the world tells us it's good.
I don't think there's any point in us working together as a group of six again. It's simply not manageable anymore. And also, as we've developed over the years, you know, started together in '69, which is 19 years ago, we've developed slightly different styles. And to try and push them all together into one amalgam, I don't think is desirable or intelligent or anything. On the other hand, for us to work together in pairs and trios seems a very sensible way of doing it. I think if we work like that, that's the best way of using our talents in the right combination, because in each case, the one who's invited in hands over to the one who's based in charge and says, fine, I'm here to do it your way. And because we have great respect and trust in each other, I think it's a good way of working. You know? I'd far rather work by and large for a Python director than I would for someone I'd not met before.
What's the matter? Haven't you seen anybody fight before?
No, they're usually too scared of us. Kill him. We have a great trust, Terry and I mean, and this is his movie, you know, and I come in and I do what he wants. I'll make suggestions, but if he doesn't like something, that's fine by me, you know. I'm just here to serve him. And I don't feel I need to know a great deal about the movie. I mean, I discussed the individual scene with him. He was very happy with what I shot in Malta. I know what he wants from me today because we've done half a day's rehearsal on it. Hope I can get it. At least the lines are easy. That's the terrible thing as you get older, you see, your memory begins to go. But I've got the lines. But I'm not trying to piece the whole thing together or anything like that. I know he's done that. And provided he's happy with what I'm doing, it will fit.
It might be, see, if we get to that bit quicker, see, at the moment we've got all the little bit of when he goes around whistling, which doesn't work, I don't think.
For Terry, who is both the writer and director of Erik the Viking, having John in his cast is just like old times.
Oh, it's great. I just like a time leap in a way. I just sort of, it felt suddenly like, well, this is what it's always been like. It's just like, a bit like doing Python again. It's good to see an old mate.